Hi there, my name is Dio from Medala Homes, and today I am currently at Crestville Apartments, a 15-year long lease project at Ilopeju, Lagos. So today I have with me here Mr. Adebolu Mayowa, who is the CEO of AM Realty. So today we are just going to be basically answering questions from our clients that frequently ask questions about this project. And I'm just going to be asking the first question basically. So I would like to ask, what's this project all about for someone that doesn't have an idea of the project?
All right. Crestville Apartment was specifically built for shortlets, and in total we have 8 units of 1 bed and 4 units of 2 bed. The vision of this project is to reduce the barrier to entering residential real estate market. And right now, it's not just about buying a property and waiting till the end of the year to get your returns. Right now, you can own a property for a limited amount of years, say 15 to 20 years, and be earning daily returns. So this time around, you're more like optimizing the entirety of your investments. So more like you owning an hotel room for 15 years. And I believe that this is the first of its kind in the entire Lagos.
Yeah, I strongly believe so. So I have some clients that I have a client that wanted to buy key into this project, right?
Yeah.
And she asked me this question. So he said, "Oh, Dio, if I buy this project for the 2-bedroom apartment for 14 million naira, right, and I own it for 15 years, what is the assurance that I can make my money back in the next 15 years?" So I'd just like to talk through the returns and all of that. How can people get to make money from running shorted apartments?
All right. So the hospitality business in Nigeria is a gold mine.
Yeah.
And it has to be run and managed by experts in the industry. Before we decided to use this property for shortlets, we have done our own due diligence. The financiers of this project who have done their own feasibility studies, we have realized that majority of serviced apartments in Lagos, to be very specific, are very dense on the island.
Yeah.
So about 80% of even those that want relaxation spots, serviced apartments on the mainland will go all the way to the island because they are limited supply of serviced apartments. So we realized that there's a supply deficit, and we decided to fill in that gap by building a standard service apartment in, of course, it has to be central in Lagos. So if you're not building it on the island, it has to be very accessible to both the island and also to the mainland. You know, Ikeja is a good selling point. It has to be very close, to the airport as well, and also clients can easily access the island as well. So that's the more reason why we decided to develop it in Ilopeju. And if you are very familiar with the short-let market, you realize that the type of apartment that really booms had a 1 bed and a 2-bedroom apartment. And in total, we have 12 units of both apartments, 8 units of 1 bed and 4 units of 2 bed. And we have also, of course, done our own assignments by knowing the going rate for each apartment around Ilopeju axis. And of course, I can tell you for a fact that when we start operations, we are going to be guaranteeing our clients considerable amount of occupants in a month. We're looking at above 18 days on an average.
Okay, all right, makes sense. So, so for me, right, there's something I tell my clients. So for me, it's not for us at the Dollar Homes. It's not about selling long lease apartment to clients, right?
Yeah.
We follow you through that process, right? So we have to put it at Bagada, Akoka, very close to Ilag. And for us, it's like when we sell long lease to you, we don't just leave you.
Yeah.
We help you optimize your returns. So if you want to put it out for rent, we help you ensure that you get occupants to put it out for rent, because you're not a real estate professional. So you cannot exactly be able to find occupants to occupy your apartment.
Yeah.
Or you want to do short hostel accommodation, we help you find occupants.
Yeah.
So for Crestville, one thing I've told most of my clients that came into this project is we are going to help you find occupants, right? Because we know you are not a real estate professional. So and you have other stuff you are doing. So this is just a vehicle for you to invest, right? To keep making money and keep getting returns. So I would just like to ask you, how do you think, what's the plan for this project, right? How can we be able to assure people about 18 days occupancy out of 30 days, basically?
All right. So running a serviced apartment is not something that you just venture into without proper structure and proper planning. So a lot of things has to be in place. Central facilities, power central facility, internet central facility, water. So everything has to be synergized. So the entire 12 apartments must have So we have 12 apartments, different investors owning different flats.
Yeah.
So they can't be managing different flats individually.
The cost on its own.
The cost on its own is enormous. So when they all come together, and we as the developers, and I believe you can also do your due diligence. Developers in Lagos usually just build and sell and leave the burden of optimizing these returns to the buyers.
Yeah.
So that's what we are trying to solve. So that's the problem we're trying to solve. That right now we want people to see real estate as a profitable venture, more like how it is being practiced abroad. Yeah. People earn monthly rental.
Yeah. So my sort of Scottish, right?
Yeah.
I had somebody I met, right? So worked. One of my friends worked together at a firm, and he introduced me to his uncle, right? So his uncle had to close down his short apartment in Lekki, I think around Agungi thereabout. So he had to close it because of occupancy rate. So and that's what I keep telling people, right? It's not just about having to get an apartment in a
highbrow area.
Highbound area, yeah. So it's not enough for you to get an apartment in a highbound area.
Yeah.
It goes beyond. You have to talk about marketing. You have to talk about management.
Yeah.
Cost, facility management, and then there has to be structure.
Yeah.
Short-term business is business that you just start and you just do it anyhow. You can wake up today and people, occupants, maybe damage some things in your apartment. There's no proper management that helps to check all of those things. You at the end of the day, you're
making a loss. Yeah.
So you're talking about the whole structure of having to manage in terms of management. That's having the whole 12 unit of apartment come together. There's going to be a brand on its own for
exactly for the entire. So even people that are coming to stay here don't even know that these apartments are owned by individuals. Yes. So these individuals are just sitting in their homes and receiving credit alerts, either monthly or quarterly. And I believe that with this initiative, we'll be able to further, allow people invest in properties, because for you to be able to buy this kind of property in Lagos, of course, it's not just about buying a property. It's buying a property in a location where there is demand for this kind of service apartment. And of course, if you're not building or owning properties in central mainland, it has to be on the island. I know how expensive properties are around this island. So I feel like this is the best way for investors that can afford even these 60 million houses, or even those that have bought those, expensive apartments, to also diversify their investment, buying something for less than 1/4 of what you would have used to own, and still enjoying the same dividends constantly for 15 years. I mean, the hospitality business right now, averagely in Lagos, is around 70%. This is not an hotel. This is a service apartment. Hotels around this area with just one single room. I won't want to reveal so much about our marketing strategy, but I can assure you that when this starts to run, people can come in here and also ask questions about occupancy. So we are very certain of delivering juicy returns to all the investors that have bought. Some investors bought 2, some bought 1, some bought 3. So at the end of the day, it's more of how can you optimize your return over the 15-year ownership scheme, which we're very confident about.
Makes sense. But I would just like us to touch through on the plain level, right?
Okay.
So say this apart, I brought a client here and I said this is what we are furnished for one of our clients, right? And you can see the quality of finishing, right?
What we're doing.
And this apart, I have a client in Pedro Bagada that the furnishing in the apartment is not
as exquisite as this.
So and that person put out the apartment out for 30K per day, and people occupy the apartment. Now imagine now putting this apartment, because I feel like entering this market, right? We are going to occupy this market basically. And I keep saying in our marketing content, I say this is going to be one of the most talked about shelter apartment in the mainland.
Yeah.
So imagine putting this out for 25K. Let's just do a rough analysis, right?
Yeah.
Just to give people an idea of. So we sold. I know one bedroom here is currently sold out. So
yeah.
We sold out. We sold one bedroom for I think about 7.5 there.
Yes.
Yeah. So imagine an apartment you bought for 7.5 and you make 25K per day, right? So if you're able to get 20 days every month, right? So that's about 500K per month, right?
Yeah.
So in a year, that's
almost 6 million.
Almost 6 million, yeah. So if you are already making 6 million in your first year, right? That's with proper marketing. And what I keep telling people is, if you don't ensure that there's a brand on its own, or there's a plan towards marketing, management, and all of that, you are not going to be able to optimize your returns in terms of
Exactly.
occupancy. So like
Perfect.
at the end of the day, if you're making 6 million in the first year, and can you give me like an estimate of what it costs to furnish this? Like I can't remember.
Okay, yeah. So aside buying the property, spent roughly 2.5. But this 2.5 is not just to furnish the interior, but also to service the facilities. So the investors all put together money to get generator, inverter, So aside that, all recurrent expenditures like maintaining the apartment, um, occupying the property, the marketing cost, security, waste management, every recurrent expenditure will be deducted from their revenue. So they are not taking their money to do anything for the period of ownership. So every money before it's being remitted to them, we deduct all the recurrent expenditure and send to them with, of course, an accounting report to justify everything.
Makes sense. Makes sense.